Hello and welcome to Indie Miners. Today we're going to look at the new album from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, The Return of the Dream Canteen. Welcome to the show, BJ. Do you want to give us a bit of a rundown?
Thanks, mate. So the Red Hot Chili Peppers have been doing quite a bit in recent times. So since 2016's The Getaway, they have re-recruited their guitarist John Frusciante, and they came back 6 months ago with Unlimited Love, which was a 73-minute opus. Now, this particular album is their 13th album, and they have effectively done this 6 months after the last album and come up with a 75-minute opus to follow up the 73-minute opus. So we've got 17 tracks here. It is a double LP, and I really know that you'd be glad to hear that there is a bonus Japanese single at the end of the Japanese version of the album, which was the same for Unlimited Love. It feels like we're back in the 90s doing this Japanese single stuff. So we haven't heard of that song. We'd love to know if that's any good after 73 and 75 minutes worth of material that they've come up with. So in terms of this particular record, it is a close cousin to Unlimited Love. Obviously came out of the same sessions. And what you do see that it is very similar from an analytics point of view. The key difference is it is a little bit more on the sunnier side of things. So mate, there is a lot to talk about in relation to this latest release by the Peppers.
Yeah, mate, we've actually divided the conversation into two, so I'll do the first 10 songs and then you'll have the second half of the album to have a bit of a conversation around. But from the outset, it's a really hard listen, to be honest. I'm not a massive Red Hot Chili Peppers fan, but to give them credit, they have been around for a very long time and they have had various levels of success. In terms of the start of this album, we start off with the track Tip of My Tongue, and in terms of lyrics, you're looking at lyrics such as acid landing on my tongue, I think you know we've just begun, and that kind of sets the scene for the rest of the album, because really you would need to be on acid to kind of really get any sort of enjoyment out of this album. It's a real grinding, long, hard, painstaking listen, and that might seem really harsh, but I think even the die-hard Chili Peppers fans out there would say it was probably not their best. In terms of the lyrics, I believe this is more like Anthony Kiedis going through a dictionary and picking random words and peppering them through the different sessions of recordings, because some of them just simply do not make any sense at all. I think one of the tracks that I did enjoy off the first half of the album was Eddie, of course, dedicated to the late Eddie Van Halen. And in terms of other tracks to listen to, it's a real struggle, to be honest, BJ. I'm going to give it 1 out of 5 stars. I am conscious that this came from a 35-40 track kind of recording session. So for the die-hard fans out there, I think they'll probably get something out of this. But it probably, for me, would be one of the worst albums of 2022. In terms of the second half, BJ, what are your thoughts? Are there any highlights that we can give to our fans to listen to?
Look, not really our look. So, I mean, Afterlife and Shoot Me With a Smile, probably the standout tracks. Look, I think this was a very derivative type of album. It really sounds like it's done by a bunch of session musicians. And, yeah, I can imagine a Broadway musical where the Red Hot Chili Peppers are doing the Red Hot Chili Peppers, if that makes sense. So it's pretty obvious that they're good at what they're doing with their musicianship, but I'm really not that pumped at all with what I listen to. La 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 is pretty much a low light, and I really thought that Anthony Kiedis' lyrics, I think he's probably singing as good as he's ever had, but like, it really grates on you. I didn't really enjoy it. There's lots of words, and look, I just feel as if he's not really acting his age at 59. So I'll give you 2 stars, Al. I actually don't think that fans would really enjoy these. I think that they're hardcore fans are very much back in the 80s and 90s with what they came up with in those periods. Not sure if this is really one for them.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I was a fan of the album Californication, taking me back to my uni days. I mean, it kind of, it was a great album to kind of listen to, but really I just think they're just not even going through the motions. I don't know if they're in financial trouble or whether they're just throwing anything against the wind and hoping for the best. I think some of the fans out there will enjoy this album, and I really hope they do, but for you to give it a 2 and for me to give it a 1, it's probably one of the lowest rating albums of all time that we've given. So That was the new Red Hot Chili Peppers album, The Return of the Dream Canteen.
That wraps up another episode of Indie Miners. Please look to subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, and let us know if there's an album you would like us to look at. So until next time, bye for now, and thank you for watching.